Hi, beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a beautiful life. So, I want to talk to the ladies, the women who are pregnant, mothers to be that are considering abortions or, having complications while you're pregnant. And this is from a spiritual perspective, okay? So, let's start off with the women who are pregnant. So, ladies, women, how should I say it? If you're pregnant, this is a suggestion. You don't have to do anything that I'm saying to do. This is just a suggestion, okay? From a spiritual perspective. I would, when I know that I'm pregnant, I would pray over my belly. I would ask God for protection of my child, our children, however many children you are carrying. I would pray as soon as I knew I was pregnant, all right? I would pray and ask God to protect the babies, our baby in me, watch over them, cover them with the blood of Jesus Christ to heal them. Let them be protected when they come out. Let no weapon form against them prosper. Let no ill words, black magic, evil words spoken over, excuse me, their lives before they even come into the world while they're in my belly. May nothing prosper against them in Jesus' name. I would say a prayer over my belly to cover my child or children, because some children are chosen that you are birthing into this world that you don't know. And some of these spirits, these demonic spirits, already know that you're birthing this chosen one into the world. And they're attacking the baby before they even come out. And if you're not spiritual, I would say definitely start trying to heal yourself, because you're going to have to understand, overstand your gifted child. If you don't understand the obstacles that this child is going to go through because you're not here, you're not tapped in, you're not connected to God, it's going to stress you out. And you have your own traumas that you haven't dealt with. So I would say, if you haven't started the healing process, start it before your child or children are born. And, understand that if that child comes out crying a lot, no matter what you do after you take it to the doctor and all that, consider praying over your baby, because it could be battling spirits. Literally, call on God and ask God to help. Call on the baby's ancestors and ask the ancestors to protect the baby. You know what I'm saying? Or babies. And this also will help, like if you're having any issues with your pregnancy, you ask God to let your babies be healthy, let you be healthy to carry the babies, like speak what you need for your child or children in your belly over your life. And even people who've already had kids, pray for your children, pray over their lives. I mean, all children are not chosen to do something great. Some children are gonna be the way they're gonna be. Sometimes they're gonna be bad, if you want to say that word, whatever expression you like to express a child that may be what people call a problem child or whatever. Just pray for them. What you're doing is you're asking God for favor over your child or children's life and your life. But you do need to heal, because how are you going to understand a special child? A chosen child who has a long battle ahead of them, possibly, depending on what they come here for. How you gonna understand them? You gonna, the moment they do something what you would think is weird or different, you got all these traumas you haven't dealt with, whatever traumas you have since however long, and now you have this chosen baby that you don't know that's chosen because you're not tapped in, you're not connected to the Lord or any of that. And then the child just get on your nerves, and then all of those traumas that you didn't had, whether it's from childhood, whatever stage in your life, now you projecting it onto your child, making your child's life harder when your child got all these damn demonic spirits it has to battle. and being set apart from people who gonna think this child is weird at some point. That's just, just a suggestion. You don't have to do anything. I'm just trying to help. Okay? For the women who, are thinking about getting abortions, I do believe it's your choice. Your body, your choice. Now, this is from a spiritual perspective. I would say that, if you've already had an abortion and you keep getting abortions, or you are promiscuous, or you keep on, being sexually active without protection, there's a trauma there that needs to be healed, or traumas. There's some traumas that need to be healed because you're not recognizing how special and beautiful that you really are. How beautiful and sacred your temple and your sacred chakra is, to give it to people, to give it away like that. And every time you do that, you do attract all of the demonic spirits that person has on them, all the bodies that person has been intimate with. Now y'all all sharing the same spirits, and then think of it like this. If you are laying up with people without protection, do you really love yourself? Because what if somebody has something and then you catch it and then it's incurable? And then the thing about these spirits, sometimes these sexual demonic spirits, even with having, say, a STI, it'll tell you to go out there and keep doing it. You spreading that stuff around in the world. Because these demonic spirits, these Jezebel spirits, these Delilah spirits, all these demonic spirits, when they attack you and attach to you, it just make you horny all the time. Like you just want it. You don't even care if your thing down there, your stuff down there don't smell right. You just giving it away. And they don't care. Half of the guys that will get you pregnant don't care because they got it on them too. That spirit. So I would just suggest, like, from a spiritual perspective, like, heal. However you feel comfortable with that, whether you're going to a therapist or go to a therapy, and tell them about it. Tell them that you can't stop, having sex or whatever. And I understand, like, some women give their bodies for money because they trying to feed themselves and or their children. So some women have kids already and continue to give their bodies for money and keep getting pregnant. And now you're still doing the same thing to feed your kids. And then you get to the point where you need to get an abortion because you have too many kids. So the first problem is you haven't healed. Second problem is now you're working harder to take care of more kids than you had before. That the whole reason why you're doing it, giving your body for money, is to take care of your kids, but you keep having more kids. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? You need healing. You need to heal whatever happened to you, whatever went on in your life that is causing you to feel less less worthy, like you're not a beautiful queen, princess, to think that your body is not sacred and can't be sacred. Look at Mary Magna. God loved her. It doesn't, just because you've done these things and you may feel shame about yourself or tainted, doesn't mean that God doesn't love you and can't deliver you from it. You are not a waste or trash. You are worthy. You are worthy of true love, a man coming into your life and respecting your body, your temple. You are worthy of the respect, but you have to get your healing so first you can learn how to respect yourself. First you can learn how to love yourself. First, so you can learn how to get that self-worth and know that you're worthy to be loved properly. And all things will come to you. God will provide to you so you won't have to go on the streets and or lay up with guys and get money like that. God will help you. You just have to connect to God and lay your burdens and surrender to God. God will help you. God will do miracles. I'm not going to say that. And I always say this on all my videos when I'm telling people stuff to help them, because I don't want to be one of them people who, like people say, oh, do tattoos hurt? And then some people be like, oh, no, it don't hurt. No, I'm not going to be that girl. If my experience was it hurt, I'm going to tell you my experience. If it didn't hurt, I'll tell you that it didn't hurt, but then I'll tell you that it doesn't mean that it's for everybody. My experience through this journey, it's painful. Painful, and more painful. But it's worth it. Because, like I always say, high pressure makes diamonds. You have to go under that pressure, the healing, so you can see your worth. And it's so beautiful, y'all. I promise you, ladies, it's so beautiful. It's worth the pain, because when you get to a place where you really see the truth, and you really see how beautiful you always have been, and you see how the enemy been attacking you, how people been PREYING over your life instead of PRAYING and over your life, and you wondering why your life's so hard, and you see that, and you learn to let those people go and walk away and detach, your life gets so much better. When you take your power back and say no, when you take your power back and say, I'm not going to do that. When you take your power back and you say, I'm tired of you using me. When you take your power back and, take your control back from what people have basically taken your power, your control, and controlled you with your own control over your life, you're going to feel so much set free. So this is just my suggestion to you. Heal your mother wounds, heal your father wounds, heal whatever traumas you've been through, whether someone has MU, RU. Ladies, I've been there. And I know how that trauma can feel. I know the deep hurt and the deep trauma that it does to your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul. I know how I feel. And I'm saying to you, if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to want to have better for yourself and love yourself, so you can feel that self-worth and know that you're worthy, and know that there's nothing that you have done that God would not love you and forgive you. So if you're worrying about God not going to forgive you for getting an abortion or whatever, or how God view you for getting an abortion, that's when you need to talk to God. Have that personal relationship with God and talk to him and wait till he answer you back. And you will see that he been waiting for you to talk to him this whole time, so he can love you properly. He can show you what love is. So when people come in your life who give you something less than that, you can walk away, no matter how painful it may be for you. And then you can respect your body and your which is your temple, and your sacral chakra, which is power, your creativity, and everything down there where you get it on that part, sacral chakra. And you'll see that anybody that comes in your life that, let's just say you want more kids or whatever, you're going to pick the people that's worthy to have kids with. You're not going to pick the guy that, is smooth talk, or his thing is just, this big and all of that, or he put it down right. You're not going to focus on that. You're going to see what's inside of that man. If he's a man of God, is he going to respect me? Is he going to treat me like a queen? Because you already know what it feels like to be treated less than that. So you're not gonna take anything less than that. But you have to have God, because the devil will come in and pretend like they're Prince Charming, just to set you back to where you were. So you will be tested along the journey to see if you really know what self-worth is after God has healed you and showed you. And yes, you will go through karma for whomever or whatever you've done. It's just a part of the walk. But at the end of it, I'm not gonna say the end, but when you get to a certain stage on your journey, you're gonna see how amazing and beautiful it is. All right, so this is all I wanted to say to the ladies that, are pregnant and are thinking about having an abortion and who's had an abortion. I love you. I hope you be blessed. And I hope that you see that you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth every love, every beautiful thing that God has for you. You are not tainted in God's eye. And if you feel that way, I promise you, God will wash it away. You're not worthless. You're worthy. You're worthy to be loved. You're worthy to be adored and nurtured and cared for and respected. Okay, beautiful ladies?